Ritchie. Your rights, your calls. Live, Local 15, Law Call.
Welcome back, everybody. Sometimes an insurance company will refuse to pay a claim submitted by a policyholder. If that happens to you, what are your options? Personal injury attorney Alan Ritchie explains in tonight's legal brief.
Insurance policies bear the obligation of good faith and fair dealing towards the insured. When a claim is presented, this implied obligation means that an insurance company can't simply look for reasons not to pay. Instead, the company must make a thorough investigation of the claim, must consider all reasons and circumstances that might support the claim, and give as much consideration to the financial interest of the insured as it gives to its own financial interest. If an insurance company refuses to pay a claim, offers to settle a claim for less than it knows the claim is worth, or denies a claim without adequate investigation, this could give rise to a so-called bad faith claim against the insurance company. Bad faith means that the company has breached its obligation of good faith and fair dealing. If the company is found to have acted in bad faith in its handling of a claim, the insured is entitled to legal damages. That's your legal brief for tonight. I'm personal injury attorney Alan Ritchie. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Alan. Back to the topic tonight, which is bankruptcy, and back to the phone lines where Lisa from Robertsdale is waiting. Hey, Lisa, what's your question tonight?
Hey, Lisa.
I have like $25,000 in unsecured debt. I'm living with my sister, paying off my car. What am I?
Do you have any property, Lisa?
No, sir.
No car, no house, no nothing?
No, my car I'm paying off, but no.
Okay, so no equity in the car or anything like that?
No.
Okay, Chapter 7, just wipe everything out. Do you make a lot of money? Do you make over $45,000, $50,000 a year?
No, sir, 20.
Yeah. So you're eligible to file Chapter 7, and it's a pretty simple process, it sounds like.
All right, I think I understood the reasoning behind that, but why don't you go ahead and explain why you would say that in her situation?
There's $25,000 of unsecured debt. She has no house, no car to worry about. In Alabama, you get $5,000 for your homestead exemption. You also get $3,000 personal property. So if you have more than that, you have to file Chapter 13. In Lisa's situation, she doesn't have any house or any car to worry about, and also her income is below the income range for a Chapter 7. Yeah. So she'll be a perfect Chapter 7 case.
We hear the term homestead exemption all the time, but what exactly is that?
Yeah, and it seems like every time I'm on here, we get this. I have to answer this question, but in Alabama, your homestead exemption.
I'm sorry.
No,
you don't have to go back.
That's right.
No, actually,
somebody else next time.
Make sure I answer the question right. But your homestead exemption is the property you can keep in your bankruptcy estate. Like I said, if your equity is more than $5,000, $10,000 if you're married, and your personal property, which is your furniture, your jewelry, your cars, and stuff like that. If it's more than $3,000, you can't do a Chapter 7. You have to do a Chapter 13.
All right. Let's go to the next question, but Lord forbid, it's something he's answered before.
I hope it's a new one. All right, Michelle from Atmore, what's your question? Because if he doesn't answer them, then we're really
we're in trouble.
Because we see there's usefulness tonight. Michelle, there's a saying I was going to say for your usefulness, but that's not appropriate.
I've got a couple of
something on a boar hog. Anyway, Michelle from Atmore is up next. Hey, Michelle, what's your question?
No tea on the boar hog.
I wanted to know if you have two houses, like one of them is paid off and one of them you owe the mortgage to. Would you be able to and it's Rochelle. Whether you be able to file bankruptcy or Chapter 7 or 13?
Rochelle, sorry about that.
Yeah, Rochelle, you would have to file a Chapter 13 if that is the second house that you're not living in paid off?
The second house that I'm not living in is not paid off.
Okay.
The second house that I live in is paid off. The first one I have a mortgage on, that one is not paid off.
Yeah, in a situation like that, you would probably have to file a Chapter 13. You couldn't file a Chapter 7 and keep that house that's paid off.
All right, up next we've got Renee calling from Pensacola. Hey, Renee, what's your question tonight?
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay. My question is, I filed bankruptcy. I filed bankruptcy back in 2003,
and I have a past due utility bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was before I accumulated it before I filed bankruptcy. And I'm discharged of all my past due everything. And so I was wondering, I want to know that if I needed services from them, could they deny me, services because I filed bankruptcy?
Yeah, good question.
That is a good question. And Renee, no, they can't deny you, but they'll make you pay a larger than usual deposit to get new service. It's just if you have discharged that debt in the previous bankruptcy, they're going to pop you. They're going to make you pay a pretty hefty deposit.
Okay. Up next, we've got Jerry calling, or Jerry from Fort Walton.
Yeah, this is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, what's your question
Hey, Jerry.
tonight?
I've got a question for the fellow in the middle.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right. What's your question?
My question is, can he file Chapter 7 on his goatee and start over?
Well, that'd be better for the professional to answer. What do you think? Is this thing bankrupt
That's
yet?
bankrupt.
No, it's getting there. It's,
So has some work
That's
to do.
definitely,
it's a good first
that's
attempt.
definitely 7 and not 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a wipeout.
I think this. I tell you what, Jerry.
Jerry.
You give this one more week, okay? You give this thing one more week, and you'll be tuning in. You'll be loving this.
Can Jerry actually see it?
It'll be.
He must have.
I'm right next
He
to
must
him.
have high definition TV.
I'm
Yeah.
right next to him. I'm still having trouble.
It may look bankrupt now, but it's going to be like a pot of gold.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back where the topic is not only my goatee, apparently, but bankruptcy. Stay with us. If you have any additional questions for our guest, Jamie Loris or James E. Loris Jr., you can reach him at Loris and Edge in Mobile at 432-3100, and the toll-free number is 800-576-3328. To reach Bill Island or Alan Ritchie from Island and Ritchie, call their office in Mobile at 666-1212. Also check out erlawfirm.com. Do you Twitter? Do you Twitter, Bill? You should Twitter, because
every
all
now
the
and
people
then.
today, they're all Twittering, you know.
Really?
So
Do
you
you?
should get it. No, I don't do that. I don't like that.
Really?
But you should do that because, he's soliciting business and stuff. Do you Twitter?
Not a lot.
You guys should, not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot?
Not a lot. Little,
You
sure.
do a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it business related, or is it like I just ate a Cobb salad and I'm feeling a little full?
Business.
Business related.
Yeah,
See,
sure.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
You
Really?
get you generate business somehow or another. I'm not exactly sure how you get business from that.
Maybe we should look into it.
Like, hey, anybody feel like they've been wronged and need a lawyer, give me a call. You know,
right,
like
right.
any of y'all been in a car accident today?
I'm going to start
Do that
tomorrow.
sort of
That's
thing.
on his
Twitter.
to-do list.
All right, I'll
That's
Twitter.
where it's at.
I'll-
Our station has a Twitter
Does it?
thing. Yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Twitter us. We'll Twitter you right back. All right, so the topic tonight is bankruptcy. If you have a call about bankruptcy, Chapter 7, 11, or 13, give us a call and let us know. Is there one that most people go toward?
Yeah, about 80% of our cases are Chapter 13s.
Really?
Yeah, it really
Okay,
is.
and why do you think that is?
Again, the exemptions and the the income limits, and if you're trying to save a house, most people are behind on their houses or behind on their car payments.
Yeah.
And a Chapter 13 can catch all that up.
you want to say something?
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't in bankruptcy, but the one thing that a lot of people, the big misconception about bankruptcy is that, that it cures all ills, and a lot of times, it can really help a person out. But let me kind of address a situation that I'm involved in a lot when someone has a personal injury claim, whether it be, an automobile accident or on-the-job injury, slip and fall, what have you. A lot of times, people think that they're in bankruptcy, their debts are going to be forgiven, plus they have this, really good claim going on in a car wreck, and that they're going to be able to have the bankruptcy and have their settlement also. It doesn't work that way. I was in bankruptcy court. Actually, Jamie's firm helped me last week, kind of telling me what to do a little bit. But I have a client that was in bankruptcy for, let's say, $30,000. The settlement, her portion of the settlement was about $30,000, and that settlement amount goes to bankruptcy court. It does the my client doesn't get like a double recovery, does not get to have bankruptcy plus the bankruptcy or the lawsuit settlement. So in other words, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So be very mindful of that. If you are about to go into bankruptcy and if you have a claim, or if you have a claim now and you're trying to negotiate with the insurance company and you're thinking about going into bankruptcy, talk to somebody that can give you some advice, because a lot of people, they are shocked, absolutely shocked, when we tell them that their injury settlement is not going to them, it's going to go to bankruptcy court.
Good to know. Terry from Mobile is up next. Terry, what's your question tonight?
Hey, Terry.
Hi, Bill. First of all, great show. But I spoke with you a couple of weeks ago on the problem I was having that a lawyer in Gadsden filed bankruptcy under my security number.
That's right.
I want to know, will it ever get straightened out? Does it go on your credit report? What do you have to actually do to get it for sure straightened out?
Terry, if I remember right, it was an accident because they accidentally used your Social Security number. Is that right?
One number at the end of the Social Security number was supposed to have been their number, and they used my number.
Okay.
And all the numbers were the same except the last number.
Wow. And I'd asked you to call that lawyer, or did you ever contact that lawyer? Did they try to help you or not?
I did contact the lawyer, and he said he had filed through the court to get it straightened out. But how do you ever know if it's straightened out?
Jamie, what do you?
You should have to pull a credit report, and and the good thing about, since the I guess last 2 or 3 years, when you do file a bankruptcy, we don't put your whole Social Security number on it. It's blanked out, so nobody can actually steal your identity. And we will, if we do make a mistake, you'll actually file a motion in to correct that Social Security number. But like I said, there's a free service, annualcreditreport.com, and you can pull each of the 3 credit reporting agencies' reports, and you have to keep your finger on it and check on it.
And I remember talking to her, very nice lady. She has excellent credit, and it was just a mistake by a lawyer in Gadsden, used her Social Security number, and now everything is just kind of coming down on her. But it seems like it's an error that can get easily corrected, right?
It can, and like I said, it's just, you really got to keep your finger on the situation, because it also depends on how long after you call it that you found out that that your Social Security number was used by mistake. If it was the shorter period, the better, because when we file a bankruptcy, we have a creditor matrix where your creditors get bankruptcy notice. So you got to make sure that, and that's who shares that information to the credit reporting agencies, is your creditors. So you got to really jump on it.
Okay. Bill, last call of the night. Hey, Mike, what's your question?
Hey, Mike.
My question is, could you file taxes? Could you file bankruptcy on income taxes?
Can you file bankruptcy on income tax?
Sure, absolutely. And most people do have if they're behind on their bills, they're behind on their taxes too. It depends on when you filed and how long ago it was and what kind of taxes they are. But a lot of times we can, most all the time in Chapter 13 and sometimes in Chapter 7.
All right. I think that's our last call of the night. That's all the time that we have. It went by fast. We took tons of calls tonight. Thank you for participating, everyone, especially at this late hour. We'll see you back here next Sunday night at after the football game. I was going to say 10:30, but after the football game, we'll take your questions about all types of insurance disputes. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.